And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Well, there you go guys, we're back to winning ways. We've got the smile back on our faces here on a Monday afternoon after Rangers beat St Mirren 2-0. After a very disappointing week, we were getting slightly carried away, and to be fair, this game was very, very important for us because if we drop points in 3 games in a row, you know what it's like at a club our size, you know what the fans can do sometimes and start panicking. So it was very, very important that Rangers did, of course, go out and win this match, of course, after drawing to Aberdeen and then drawing to Aris in the Europa League. Disappointing week done, but capped off with a win against St Mirren. And what I wanted to see in this game was a bit more of a performance, a bit of a change, because against Aris, I thought we were absolutely dreadful, genuinely dreadful in that game. I hadn't seen Rangers play like that under the sort of Clement regime, and I know there's sort of situations with regards to the Europa League and all that sort of stuff, and players can't play, but the whole outlook of the match and everything about it was seriously, seriously poor. But going into this game, there's been so much talk of Todd Cantwell. There's, in terms of is he fancied by Clement? Of course, getting hooked on the 35th minute midweek frustrated himself. And the thing is with Todd Cantwell, I've been a massive, massive fan of him ever since he signed in January. I really do think he's a game changer for this Rangers team. And we seen him in his best position last year, and that's when he was sort of coming up the goods for us. This season, and especially under sort of Philippe Clement, he's been kind of played out of position. But yesterday, he sort of played in the role that he actually plays in, and guess what? No surprise, he gets 2 assists and has an absolute fantastic match. He was really, really good for me, and as I said, it was absolutely fantastic to see him actually playing well again, because as I say, fans were started to question what he's been like this year, if he was being distracted with other things. But simple, you play your player in his best position, you're usually going to get the goods back, and yeah, that's what happened. He came out with 2 assists, so absolutely fantastic to see there from Todd Cantwell's point of view. Another change I'd noticed, that of course Clement actually spoke about it at the end of the game, was the Tom Lawrence sort of positional change, and they were sort of talking that he's playing in a different position than he has been recently, and again, that was so effective in terms of that sort of creative outlook for Rangers. Both of them in the middle of the park were really, really good to watch, and I think a very, very good duo, and it really showed, and we brought the sort of fruits of our labour. But again, Tom Lawrence looked really fantastic in that position, and as I said, this is something I want to see a bit more of going forward for Rangers, especially when we come to the bit of news later on. Of course, Sima getting his 2 goals. Sima was one of those players that kind of started a bit weird. People sort of just said he was a sort of stretched out version of Fashion Sakala, a bit of a headless chicken, but then he started to come sort of good under that sort of like later stages of Michael Beale's tenure, scoring loads of goals, and his goal to game ratio was actually really fantastic. Under Clement, he's kind of gone missing. I've seen a lot of Rangers fans put podcasts, a lot of Rangers fans discussing the situation with regards to Sima and basically stating what the heck has happened to him. And basically, yeah, comes back into there, gets those 2 goals. And I think Sima can be very, very effective. And again, yesterday, he managed to come up with the goods for us. So hopefully that's more a sign for more things to come for Rangers. Another 2 goals for him. And yeah, really good to see there also. No surprise, my other sort of star of the show, Ross McCausland. Again, I've been talking about this man for the last 2 weeks straight. He is a really, really bright prospect for Rangers. I'm so glad the contract's already sorted. I'm so glad that his future is with Glasgow Rangers for the long-term future. But certainly, again, another impressive performance for him. He really does get it. I know this saying is chucked around all the time with regards to players, but yeah, Ross McCausland for me seriously does get what it's like to play for Rangers, and he's just getting better and better and better as time goes on, and it's going to be seriously frightening what he's going to be like going forward into the future. But again, another really fantastic performance from him, and as I say, Rangers fairly comfortable with regards to the back as well. Yes, there was a few sort of long rangers. I think Jack Butland had to make a really good save as well, but you're allowed to have a good goalkeeper. But apart from that, yeah, I think a much better performance from Rangers. And look, certainly looking better and taking a march now. We get the 3 points, but it's about keeping that momentum going, trying to get that sort of level of momentum that we had prior to the international break when Clement first came in. We need to try and find that because the games are coming thick and fast. As I say, we've just had a game against St Mirren. Of course, I think we've got a game this week against Hearts at Tynecastle, which is going to be another tough test for us. You know what Tynecastle's like. They can make it quite bad for you. And as I said, they're a sort of informed team. There has been times in the past not maybe recently where we struggled against Hearts, but certainly this is a game that we need to be making sure that we show up for. It's going to be another tough test. It's going to be a cold night again, but 3 points are imperative. Then, of course, we've got Dundee on the weekend, and then it's straight into even more games. They just come thick and fast after that. I think on the Thursday, then again, we've got a Europa League match against Real Betis, which is very, very important. And then again, more tricky tests coming up on the horizon. Cup final, but this is where we're actually already at this point, at this moment in time. I said it after last week. We're at the point where we can't afford to drop any more points. And I know it sounds ludicrous in December, but if we really want to actually go and challenge for the title, if we really want to get to the sort of Europa League stages, if we really want to pick up silverware this season, you've got to understand there's no margin for error. Yesterday, of course, Celtic didn't play well again against St. Johnstone, so they're there. They're going to drop points, but we need to just concentrate on our own garden and make sure that we win and don't let them off the hook like we did last weekend. After they drew to Motherwell, we drew straight to Aberdeen, so it's very, very important that we do the same thing. But yeah, enough about that sort of game though, guys. I'm a bit more happier on this Monday afternoon, which is good to see. And I think we've certainly found the best Todd Cantwell and where he plays. Surprise, surprise, in his actual position that he actually plays in. Who would have thought that, eh? With regards to other stuff, there was an update with regards to some of our injured players. Ryan Jack, of course, got injured on international duty. It does look like he's going to be back soon, but Rangers have been hit with a bit of a blow with regards to Nico Raskin's sort of return timeline. He was sort of dubbed to come back after the international break. That was the sort of initial time frame that he was given. However, Clement yesterday confirmed that rehab has not gone well, and he's going to be out for a more extended period of time, which is pretty sad to see, because I do think Nico has a bright future at this football club already. I think in that middle of the park he can come good, really good for us. I think he has been good for us at times, but under Clement I think he can take him to that sort of next level. So to see him sort of stall with injuries is not the greatest thing to see, but having said that, we have still got decent options there within the middle of the park. January is also arriving soon, guys. No rumours of such yet in terms of players that we've been linked to. However, sources are stating that we are said to make probably 2 additions this January transfer window with regards to the sort of left back position and a winger, so that remains to be seen. I've also heard reports stating about a striker as well, so something to maybe just watch out on, but yeah, that will probably come or ring truer as the sort of time goes on, as we lead up to the January transfer window. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on yesterday's performance against St Mirren. Was it better from your point of view? Who was your standout? And as I said, yeah, let me know how you feel after the weekend's result. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. As always, please do smash the old like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.